Good afternoon, honored guests, parents, loved ones, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome the HSE instructors led by HSE Coordinator Jessica Zangerly. Dutchess Community College's high school equivalency, formerly known as the GED program, began in 1991 to address our community's concern with decreased student retention rates in local high schools. At its inception, the high school equivalency program served an estimated 20 students at one single location on our main campus. With a growing demand for classes, the program expanded with more classroom hours and 11 locations throughout Dutchess County. DCC then responded to an increase in the Spanish-dominant residents in Dutchess County by offering HSE classes in Spanish. In 2015, New York State introduced Common Core, which changed the way HSE was taught for the past 20 years. In September 2016, Dutchess Community College launched a new site at the Family Partnership Center in the city of Poughkeepsie, where the college's Office of Community Services offers English as a second language ESL and high school equivalency HSE classes. Over 100 community leaders attended the opening on October 18th to celebrate the new resource, NGCC, at FPC. Currently, 165 students, more than 100 of whom are new to the college's ESL and HSE programs, are enrolled in offerings at the site. 10 classes in ESL and English and Spanish HSE currently are available, totaling 110 hours of instruction per week. The college's admissions office has a regular presence at the site to assist students interested in transition to associate degree or certificate programs. Today, over 1,000 students are served annually in the high school equivalency program at Dutchess Community College. Let's welcome the graduates, led by Assistant Dean Troy Adams.
While you're standing, we're going to invite Miss Alice Rienzo, Senior Airman from the United States Air Force and HSE instructor, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag for the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Just want to take time out to extend a warm and hearty welcome to all the parents, friends, and loved ones who are here to celebrate the graduation of our students. Indeed, it was a long year for all of them, but they made it. Some of them thought that they could not have done it, but with the support of their instructors, their friends, and their family, they were able to make it here until today. I just want to take time out to recognize who we have on stage with us. From left to right, we have Anastasia Ayala, former HSE student, and who is also a student speaker here with us this evening. We have Lourdes Estrada, HSE graduate from our Spanish HSE program. We also have Devin McCradle, HSE graduate from our HSE program. Longest standing community partner of the Community Services Department, Dutchess Community College, Mr. Robert Wright, Executive Director from New Directions. We have our HSE Coordinator, Jessica Zingerli. Ms. Joan Crawford, Deputy Executive Director of Family Services. Ms. Ann Demura, Workforce Program Manager for the Chamber of Commerce Youth One Stop. Dr. Holly Malella, Dean of Academic Affairs for DCC. And the Honorable Robert G. Rollison, Mayor of the City of Poughkeepsie. Also with us this evening as a honored guest, we also have Mr. Mario Johnson, the Director of the Youth Bill Program at New Directions. And I also want to make a special mention of our HSE instructors who did a wonderful job to get all of you here today. And I'm quite sure they have stories to tell about each and every one of you that someday I'm going to sit and listen to them. Without further ado, I'm going to invite Dr. Holly Malella to come forward and extend greetings to you on behalf of the President's Office.
Good evening. It is my honor to bring greetings to all of you on behalf of Dutchess Community College Administration. This is an evening to celebrate the achievements of the HSE graduating class of 2017. A great Chinese proverb and philosopher once said, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." To the graduates tonight, the completion of your time and effort here at DCC is not only a step forward, it is a step that represents a great change in your life. You didn't have to work hard every day in order to be here today as a graduate. You chose to become here because deep inside your heart, you knew that your education will take you far. Just look around you. The people sitting around you may not have been the people you started with. Some people actually didn't make it, but you did. It may not be their time, but it is your time. Give yourselves a round of applause. This great achievement required 3 things that I can think of. 1 is discipline, 2, commitment, and 3 is definitely courage. The discipline to go to class after a hard day's work, or maybe just having a bad day. The commitment to complete the required homework when there were other things that you probably could have or wanted to do instead of studying and completing assignments. And the third thing, courage, to take the next step to acquire the necessary education to enable you to move forward with your personal and professional goals. All of these characteristics have empowered every one of you that has participated in this program. Now I have a few statistics for both the graduates and those in the audience. Did you know that graduates earn at least $7,000 more each year than a worker without an HSE or diploma and are much less likely to be employed? They're also more likely to be employed full-time, have the opportunity to go to college or technical school, are qualified for greater responsibilities and promotions, are likely to receive job-specific technical skills training, and can help their own children one day achieve more in school. Life is a journey, and sometimes the journey is not exactly what we planned, but somehow all of you got here, and that's the important thing. I'm sure it was with the help and support of friends, teachers, significant others, but you were also willing to commit and work hard. I love these graduations because they symbolize what we as a community celebrate. We celebrate all the hard work that has been accomplished, and we look forward to the future with an optimistic attitude. We look to the future ready to solve the challenges of our generation. To all the graduates, go forth and believe in yourself, keep setting goals, and work towards them. This is only the beginning of what you can do. We at DCC are so very proud of your accomplishments and wish you the best as you continue to set goals for yourself and strive towards them. Have confidence in yourself, aim high, the world is yours. Congratulations, class of 2017.
The journey to get an HSE diploma, for some it's a month, for some it's a year, for some it's even 18 years. But whether it's a month, a week, 18 years, whatever it might be, the story is the same. It is always hard work, dedication, and a willingness to succeed. I'm going to invite our first student speaker on stage, and she's going to tell us about her journey to get her high school equivalency diploma. Ms. Ayala.
Good afternoon, Assistant Dean Adams, community partners, elected officials, community college instructors, graduates, family, and friends. If someone had told me 2 years ago that I would be giving a speech at graduation, I would have been sure they were talking to someone else. In fact, there are days when I doubted I would ever even make it to graduation. What you see right now is me standing here alone making this speech, but I did not make it here alone. I had an amazing team of teachers, advisors, mentors, and friends with me every step of the way. I walked into this program never having been in a classroom, and I was told I had to take a test. Other than my driver's permit, I had never taken a standardized test. I had been homeschooled all my life, completely innocent of the Common Core curriculum. So a lot of what I saw might as well have been written in ancient Greek. I could almost feel my confidence seeping out my pores. I was certain that I was in the wrong place. Fortunately, I was the only one who was certain. Samaria placed me in a class, and I was introduced to Mr. Matt, Miss Heather, and Miss Dawn. Those early days were rough, but my teachers never gave up on me, and more importantly, they never let me give up on myself. They were always available for extra help, pep talks, and were full of encouragement and advice. As I progressed through the HSE program, Mr. Glenn, Miss Colleen, Mr. Pittman, and Mr. David became a part of my support network, giving me not only the tools to pass the HSE exam, but also the confidence and conviction to make the transition to college. I'm proud to say that I will be attending my 3rd semester here at Dutchess Community College on the Dean's List. I'm so grateful for the support that I have from all my teachers, my fellow students, and my family. I wouldn't have made it here without all of you. I believe our society is at a crossroad, and education is more important than ever. If we are able to meet the challenges we face as we go on from here today, let us remember that the value of our education does not lie in the salaries that we earn in return for our effort, nor in the accumulation of facts and figures. Too often, we view education as merely a collection of test scores and report cards. These things only measure our ability to learn a given set of facts within a given time frame. The true value of our education is in our ability to think for ourselves, to make intelligent choices on carefully evaluated facts and not on fears. We have only to glance at the news to see the disastrous results of decisions based on fear and ignorance. We cannot allow ignorance to define us. Throughout the world, America is synonymous with liberty. One of our most eloquent spokesmen, John Adams, wrote that liberty cannot be preserved without general knowledge among the people. As we go on from here, let us remember that the knowledge is not only required in a classroom. The world around us is full of opportunities for higher learning. Talk to each other. Share your experiences and ideas. Travel, explore, and immerse yourselves in everyday experiences. We, the graduating HSE class of 2017, represent an extremely diverse population. We are men and women, young and old. We are multiracial. We represent different religions and ethnicities. Some of us breezed through this program, while other of us struggled. Yet we all have one important thing in common. We are the future. I would imagine that while every graduating class feels somewhat as though they stand on a threshold of uncertainty, this is perhaps more true of our class than ever before. It is we who will determine the direction of our nation and the future of our planet. Will we allow ourselves to be manipulated by fear and ignorance? Will we allow our differences to divide us? I have to believe that we are better than that. We have made a concise choice to educate ourselves. It is now up to us to continue to be safeguarded the ideals that make America great. The belief in liberty and justice for all, the freedom to live our dreams, and the ability to control our own destinies. As we leave here today, let us never forget the words of an American hero, Malcolm X, who wrote that, "Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today." Thank you.
Do you see what we produce? Okay, it's no joke now. Thank you, Ms. Ayala. Next, our HSE program is not only taught in English. Our HSE is also taught in Spanish. And the reason why Dutchess Community College years ago decided to offer the HSE in Spanish also is because of an increase in the Spanish population in Dutchess County. And over the years, our Spanish program has grown from 10 to over 300. We have helped quite a number of our Latin-speaking students, and when they come to us, they get their HSE, they go on to our ESL department, they learn English, and then they go on to take credit courses here at DCC and at other institutions around the country. Our next speaker, Ms. Estrada, she graduated from our HSE program in Spanish, and she's here to share her experience with you. You may not understand her because she speaks Spanish only.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Buenas tardes a todos. Bienvenidos. Buenas tardes al asistente decano, Adams, socios comunitarios, oficiales electos, instructores de Dutchess Community College, graduados, familia y amigos. En esta hermosa tarde me dieron una misión muy importante y es un honor y está llena también de responsabilidad. Representar y ser la voz de mis compañeros en esta ceremonia de graduación 2017. Quisiera mencionarles un poco sobre mí. Soy una inmigrante de nacionalidad mexicana, madre de familia y una mujer que ha trabajado día a día para superarse. Cuando emigré a este país tenía yo la edad de 23 años. Les estoy hablando ya hace un buen tiempo, ¿eh? Vine solamente con mi hija mayor, que tenía 2 años, y una pequeña bolsa llena de sueños. Ustedes pueden imaginarse eso. Apenas traía lo necesario para tener a mi hija. Eso sí, venía yo con unas ganas tremendas de venir y triunfar y salir adelante. Esos sueños yo pienso que los comparto con todos y cada uno de ustedes, de los que estamos aquí presentes. La lucha comenzó desde el momento en que decidimos que podíamos vivir mejor y sacar adelante a nuestras familias. Esa es una de las razones por las que nosotros más venimos aquí. Mi esposo emigró una semana antes que yo y prácticamente comenzamos sin nada, pero pidiéndole a Dios que nos guiara, y el segundo con ganas de triunfar. Demoré un poco porque decidí ser madre tiempo completo y no me arrepiento de eso porque ya tengo 2 hijas que están en college, están estudiando ahorita en la universidad, y hay una que ya se va ahora en julio también. También quiero expresarles que gracias a este programa que existe aquí en Dutchess Community College, personas como yo estamos logrando día a día ser mejores. Comencé en enero del año pasado inscribiéndome en las clases para tomar el GED. Y gracias a un anuncio que vi en la calle, muchos de ustedes también tienen que recordar eso, que lo vimos ahí en la Main Street, que decía lo siguiente: tú puedes obtener tu diploma tomando clases en un horario disponible a tus necesidades y que se adapta a ti. Y entonces de esta manera yo supe cómo podría tomar esas clases y que había una oportunidad ahí para superarme también. Así conocí a una de las profesoras, está por aquí, la señora Elsie Wincho, ahí está la profesora. Es una mujer con un corazón que vale oro, que apreciamos, que la queremos mucho. Y también al profesor Héctor, allá está también. Un aplauso para él. Es una persona también que ama lo que está haciendo, es uno de nuestros mejores maestros y además él cree en nosotros. Y también le llamamos el profe, él lo sabe. Es un joven que también ha demostrado que el ser inmigrante no es problema para ser una persona de provecho. Gracias a ellos y al programa estamos aquí en este momento preciso, culminando simbólicamente uno más de los escalones que nos llevan a la cima del éxito. Personalmente, el día en que yo abrí ese sobre y vi que era el certificado de que había yo pasado ese examen, lo único que pensé es en darle gracias a Dios por ese sueño tan hermoso. Y entre la alegría y las lágrimas, porque yo sé que muchos de ustedes también lloraron cuando vieron ese certificado, ¿verdad? Lo único que hice fue darle gracias a Dios y llamé a uno de mis compañeros que está por ahí bien emocionada diciéndole, pasé el examen. Eso es una gran bendición. Agradecí también a todas personas que un día me criticaron, que dijeron que no era tiempo para mí de estudiar, de superarme y de salir adelante. A esas personas también les agradezco mucho porque gracias a ellas estoy parada aquí en este momento. Y doy gracias también por los retos que estoy venciendo día a día. Tomé la decisión de inscribirme en otro programa en el mes de septiembre del 2016 y actualmente estoy estudiando para asistente médico. Voy a terminar en el mes de septiembre y tendré una ceremonia de graduación más en el próximo año, en mayo también. Llegamos a este país con una razón de sobrevivir, de superarnos, de conseguir el pan para nuestras familias, con mucha hambre de triunfo, con deseos inmensos de mejorar. No somos delincuentes, ni somos narcotraficantes. Somos personas como ustedes, que como ustedes tratan de ser mejores. Y esta es una clara muestra para nosotros los inmigrantes que sí podemos hacer las cosas, ¿o no? ¡Sí se puede! Gracias. Para nosotros los inmigrantes no importa el color de nuestra piel, No importan nuestras creencias, no importa nuestra religión, ni las fronteras tampoco, ni la cultura. Luchamos para ser parte de este país y poder regresarle un poco de lo que esta tierra también a nosotros nos está regalando. Agradezco infinitamente a todas esas personas que hacen posible este programa y yo los invito a ellos a que continúen con esta hermosa acción que es educar. Y no solo eso, y también es una de las llaves que va a abrir la puerta del éxito. Les pido a todos ustedes, los aquí presentes, a mis compañeros, a mis amigos, a mis amigas, a nuestras familias, que el amor, la compasión, la amistad sea el lazo que nos mantenga unidos. No permitamos que el odio o el racismo sea esa barrera que divida la grandeza de este país que está hecho de inmigrantes. Seamos esa voz que unida pida que no separen más familias. Seamos un solo sentimiento, seamos una sola nación, que refleje que también nosotros formamos parte de este país, que también nosotros contribuimos a este país. Y les estoy hablando como madre, como esposa, como inmigrante y como estudiante egresada de este programa. Y les quiero dejar esta frase muy bonita de Martin Luther King que dice, si no puedes volar, corre. Si no puedes correr, camina. Si no puedes caminar, gatea. Pero hagas lo que tú hagas, siempre sigue hasta adelante. Dios les bendiga a todos y muchas gracias. Y sí se puede, ¿verdad que sí? Thank you.
Muchas gracias, Señorita Estrada. See, our Spanish program is not just a small program. We have the support from a lot of countries in Latin America. We have instructors from Peru. One of our Spanish instructors, she was a pharmacist in our country. We have a Spanish instructor who was the Peruvian ambassador to France. We have instructors who were attorneys, pharmacists from all walks of life in their countries, and they came to DCC to rally around us to help the growing demand in the Latin American community. So I want to congratulate you for making this journey here today. But still, even if you are Spanish or if you studied in English, the journey is still the same. It is not 1 day or 2 days. Sometimes it is 18 years. Our next student speaker, Ms. Devin McCradle, she's going to tell us about her journey that took almost 18 years. Ms. McCradle?
Wow, that's a tough act to follow. Okay, good afternoon, Assistant Dean Adams, community partners, elected officials, Dutchess Community College instructors, graduates, family, and friends. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be a part of this ceremony. If you had asked me at 17 years old if I would be here in a cap and gown receiving my diploma, I would have thought the idea was crazy. I never expected I would be heard, let alone be speaking before all of you. When I was 17 years old, my goal was to get a job. I never thought about the future or where that job would lead me. Each time I applied for a new position, I would scribble on the schooling line about what schools I had attended. I cringed when I had to put down a graduation date. I had absolutely nothing to put there. 18 years later, I decided it was time to get back to school. I contacted Dutchess Community College, and they connected me with the amazing team at the Family Partnership. The first day of class was terrifying. I crept into class prepared with a pen, notebook, and fear that I wouldn't complete what I started. I listened, but everything seemed foreign to me. I went home overwhelmed and convinced I wasn't ready for the journey. But I went back for day 2, 3, 4, and so on. Finally, I found my voice and courage. I had the support of my instructors and the acceptance of my peers. And I had the confidence to go back to class and prepare for each day for the test. This is not going well. Okay. The day of the test finally arrived. Even though I was prepared, I was still nervous and apprehensive. I kept asking myself, would I pass the test? Would the math be too hard? Would I be able to finish on time? But I took a deep breath and jumped in. I was determined to finish. After the test was over, waiting for the results seemed like a lifetime. but I received them and I passed. After close to 20 years, I could finally let go of the weight I had carried on my shoulders. Receiving my high school equivalence diploma in the mail was one of my proudest moments. I put my diploma in a frame and found a spot on my wall where I can see it every day. It reminds me of how terrified I was, how I gained my strength, and how I can overcome anything I put my mind to. If I could send a message to anyone thinking about doing this, it would be, you're going to want to give up. Don't. You can do it. It may seem like things are difficult and you don't want to go any further, but every single second was worth it. I have since obtained an excellent job with a wonderful company. In the fall, I will matriculate as a Dutchess Community College student, majoring in communications. I never dreamed I would be saying this, but I'm glad that I can. Thank you, Dutchess Community College, the Family Partnership, Miss Hillary, Hector, Jean, and Mike. I couldn't have done it without you. My journey would have been much more difficult without your support. Dr. Seuss said, "You'll move mountains. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way." Congratulations, class of 2017. You deserve it, and you'll move mountains.
A week ago, I visited a friend of mine. I think I can call him a friend of mine because we keep running into each other at different functions, and we also always greet each other with a hug. And while in his office for about an hour, I listened to his story, and I said to myself, wow, his story is my story. Like me, when he graduated from high school, he thought that his teachers made a mistake. He didn't deserve to graduate because to him, he thought that, well, I didn't do what it took to graduate, but nevertheless, Spackenkill thought that he was a good candidate to graduate. He graduated high school, and then from there, he decided that, well, since my teachers believed in me, well, why can't I believe in myself? Went ahead and enrolled in Marist College to pursue a degree in criminal justice. While at Marist College, he was inducted into the police force, and he started to work for the town of Poughkeepsie Police Department. I remember. And he went on from there and held various official positions in the city of Poughkeepsie, the town of Poughkeepsie, in the county legislature, and DCC with our board of trustees. And today we know him as the Honorable Robert G. Rollison, the mayor of the city of Poughkeepsie. Mayor.
It's always good to get a hug from Troy. It's a good hug, too. I want to say to everyone here, I couldn't be more honored to be in this theater this evening to say a few words to you, to address you, to congratulate you, to honor you with what you have accomplished. To my friends and colleagues here on stage, it's an honor to be with you. To the graduate speakers who spoke before me and set the bar really high, I would like a copy of all your speeches, and Lords, I would like yours translated for me. Because anyone, and I thinking back, and Troy said that I went to Spackenkill High School. Yes, I did. I graduated in 1976. And I was a Spanish student. I went to summer school, and I still did not learn that. And that is an obstacle for me, because I know that I missed out on what she said. But what I do know is how she said it and how she delivered it with such passion and a smile. It had to be a wonderful speech. And I know everybody was clapping. Let's give her another round of applause for that. So when Troy had asked me to come and to say a few words and give the commencement address, I have to tell you, I was nervous then and I'm nervous now. But for me, this all sort of came together last week when I took a trip over to Morris Elementary School in the city of Poughkeepsie, right around the corner from City Hall, and I had the opportunity to meet a group of students who ran for president of Morris School. It was the first time ever they had a president elected from the student body, and I listened to all their speeches, just like we heard some earlier tonight, and you'll hear a little bit from me. But there was one that stuck out, and I'm going to read it to you. I picked it up this morning at the office. And just to let you know, this young lady did not win, but there's a moral to that story as well. So her speech goes something like this. Good morning, my name is Sienna Graham, and I'm in the 3rd grade at Morris Elementary School. I am running for Morris School president because I want to help all the scholars that are struggling in school to become cool and bright. I liked that part right from the get-go. If scholars are having trouble with subjects like math and science and other subjects, it is due to scholars having a hard time because of their surroundings, social life, and not getting or asking for help. They won't be able to learn anything by themselves due to this. I want to help scholars with learning subjects and citizenship. I want them to be able to ask a teacher or an adult for help when they are struggling. I want those scholars to be able to inspire future scholars to get help when they need it. Vote for me, Sienna Graham, to be cool and bright. And remember to vote for me, Sienna Graham, on Thursday, June 8th, during your lunch period. Thank you. So let me tell you about this girl. When she read this speech to me, along with her friends and the ones that were running with her, her smile was about this big. And even though she lost, she was moving forward. She was keeping it going. And the relationship that she developed with her other classmates who ran was going to be probably lifelong lasting. And that's much of what we are talking about tonight in this auditorium. So today brings back fond memories of my own graduation many, many years ago. I can still recall the words of encouragement given to me that day as my principal handed me my diploma, which I was thrilled to get, as you can imagine. He shook my hand, he looked me in the eye and said, "Keep moving, keep moving." And I've kept moving ever since. And let me begin by saying congratulations to each and every one of you on your achievement of receiving this recognition, this diploma that you worked very hard for. All of you, for one reason or another, much like Sienna said in her campaign speech, faced different challenges or had to overcome some adversity on your journey here today. Many of you sacrificed time with your family or your friends, may have even put other life plans on hold to reach this goal. And many of you are possibly here today through circumstances not of your own doing, while others are fulfilling a promise to someone close to you or even yourself. You are holding yourself to a higher standard. Regardless of the circumstances, the important thing is that you are here. You did it, and you have proven that the best of you is still to come. You are now ready for the next step. It will be exciting, and it'll be full of challenges. Challenges are now for you to meet. The nearly 150 of you ranges from ages from 16 to 70. You forged through the rigors of this program that is anything but a cakewalk. Through hard work and perseverance, you have accomplished your goal, never looking back, and essentially squeezing 4 years of high school into a single year or more or less. And to give you an idea of the significance of your achievement, as Assistant Dean Adams said to you, that literally when I walked out of Spankill High School in 1976, I didn't think I was going to graduate. I almost didn't make it out of high school. But I did because someone believed in me, and it was tough not knowing whether I was going to graduate, whether my parents were going to be happy or be mad or sad, but I got through it. And I often look back on those times for inspiration, quite a bit, quite frankly, because I still see many of my friends from Spankill every single day. And the strength to keep me moving forward. This weekend, I'm going to be honored one more time to give another commencement speech to the class of 2017 from Spankill High School. And I am nervous now, and I will be nervous on Saturday, I can tell you that. But, you know, if it wasn't for that graduation in 1976, I might not be standing here today. And who would have thought back then, in 1976, that I'd be mayor of the city of Poughkeepsie? I think that's kind of a stretch from where I was at that point in my life, but it shows you if you keep moving, you can get things done. And my parents were happy when I graduated from high school, and they were happy when I became a police officer and a father. They didn't see me become mayor, but I think they would be somewhat surprised, but definitely proud, just as so many people are proud of you today, including me. Your acknowledgement of the value of education is significant. Your dedication to lifelong learning, because it is lifelong learning, is motivating you, and your commitment to an action which is greater than yourself is inspirational. This is, without a doubt, a tremendous accomplishment, and I am so honored to be here today with you to celebrate that. Now, this is where most will tell you it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I don't think you're late. In fact, you're right on time. Your time. You decided how to do it, and you're accomplishing it today, and you're being celebrated for it. And while maybe not conventional, or how others have done it, the journey you've traveled is uniquely yours. Not the right path or the wrong path, it's your path. Many of you will go on right here at DCC with your education. I encourage you to do that. It's never too late to go back to school, and as you know, it's never too late to learn. I know that myself because I recently went back to Marist College to finish my degree some 30 some odd years later, and I've had a few stops and starts, but I'm still committed to doing it. The sky is the limit for all of us, one way or another. You just proved it, that it can be done. Robert Frost wrote in this poem, The Road Not Taken, 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent through an undergrowth. And I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. And that's how I did it, and that's how you have done it. And I believe your journey has made all the difference for you and will continue to do so for the rest of your life. You know, you've done what many of the great CEOs, community leaders, business leaders have done. And they say one of the secrets to success is that you did it your way. You blazed your own trail, a trail that many can envy and that only you can call your own. You set forth a journey that is all of your own, and again, where it may be considered unconventional or non-traditional, and for some of you, it may not even have been part of your choosing or plan, but in the end, it became your destiny, and your destiny is not something that you can mess up. It is something that you were meant to experience, and the real test is how you face the challenges and obstacles that are placed before you. You have done so much already. Your accomplishment today speaks volumes about who you are and what you are capable of. And while today, we, all of us in this room and people outside of this campus, celebrate your individual achievement, we also look forward to the increased contributions that you will make to our community, one community. That's how we have to view our mission as we go forward for the communities that we live in. By making the commitment to better yourselves, you also make us a stronger community, whether it be through employment, community service, or as a role model for others who may need to know they're not alone in their own personal struggles. Your education is going to lead to opportunities for you to become a more engaged member of our society and to weave yourself into a greater fabric of our community. Just like Sienna Graham from Morse School, you will be able to help others. And who better than you to be that person who gives to others. Yogi Berra once said, "You have to be careful if you don't know where you're going, because you might not get there." Well, today is not only a day that confirms you're on the right path and that you do know where you are going, but it also, take a nice pause to take the time to congratulate yourselves. Feel good about where you're headed and get ready yourself for the next great leg of the journey that you're on. You know, at every graduation, you often hear about how your graduation is the end of a chapter in your life. Well, this is true, but like any good book, you can always return and reread a chapter. Relive the stories, relearn the lessons, and rely on what is familiar to you. I do a lot of this, and it helps me on the constant journey called life. The next time life throws you a curve, and it will, or the direction is unclear, or there is a choice as to which path to follow, you get to say, been there, done that. So to each of you I say, don't forget who you are today, full of hope and knowing that all things are possible. They absolutely are possible. Today, you enjoy the rewards of hard work and especially sacrifice, and you will forever be reminded that you, and only you, have the power to unlock the potential in you. You've proven that today, and I'm confident you will continue to do great things. You've made new friends here through Dutchess Community College, and please, please continue to hold them close, as we all need each other to live full and accomplished lives in a very challenging world. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you and have the honor and privilege of getting to know you a little bit. Go out into the community and continue the work and the mission you've already started on. Help others to succeed, and you will be blessed as you will live a much more fulfilling life. And I think that, you know, the one thing that is so important for all of you, and maybe some of you don't know it, maybe some of you do, but you know, you get to be the example to a loved one who can look up to you and say to themselves, I can do that too. Congratulations and Godspeed to all of you here at DCC. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Rollison. Jessica, please come forward to prepare the students for their diplomas.
Got an extra? All right, first row, please stand. All right. Consuelo Aldana Arita. Elmer Aldana Arellanos. Jesse Alonzo. Angeline Anderson. Concepcion Antonio. Nasili Aquino Mendoza. Jada Burks.
Eric Buyu.
Okay.
Alicia Chaclan Garcia. Dennis Casey. Garnett Collins. Damian Cole. Brandon Crilly. Ana Cristobal. Yeah. Fernando Cruz. Matthew Doler. Chiara DeSanto. Isaiah Douglas. Alicia Cano. Alyssa Ivora. Celine Encarnacion de Mora. Padrina Forrest. Elder Hiron. Jose Jairo Gonzalez.
Oh my gosh.
Kurth Grenunion. Close. Kenesha Halstead. Alyssa Hawks. Pamela Haruna. Righteous Hayes. Do I have to? Anthony Hernandez. Annalise Householder. Sorry. Ooh. Matthew Janecki. Yaelani Johnson. That's what I was thinking. Jordan Cocott. Jessica Laughlin. Rachel Ligori. Osvan Lopez. Amanda Makalusu. So. Jose Carlos Marin. Marquise McIntosh. James Milton. Shane Menard. Samuel Molina. Fausto Monserrat. Julian Muleman. Latoya Nooks. Reynaldo Ovidio. I love your name. Israel Penfield. Deontay Jones. Jordan Pettiford. Virginia Ramirez Martinez. Neil Riley. Nina Russo. Sandriana, right? Sandriana, yeah. Thanks for having me. Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. Jonathan Sandriana. Oh gosh, okay. Lisbeth Serrano. Melanie Sibley. Jason Sinchiri. Jennifer Smalley. Sierra Smith. Catherine Smith. Stephen Smith. All right. Jin Zhao and Zhun Song. They're married. Pancita Stanberry. Jamie Sumano. Ay, Dios mío. Okay. Tamayo, ¿verdad? Claudia Tamayo. Latoya Thomas. Eugenio Vasquez Van Opens. Livia Vasquez. Antonella Villardo. Michelle Warlock. Jaquan Williams. Kaysan Watson. Patrice Willis. Gotcha. Simone Wint. And last but not least, Anthony Yino. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot our speakers. Devin McCardle. Lourdes Estrada. And Anastasia Ayala.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the HSE class of 2017. Thank you. Now, students, somewhere out there in the audience is a friend, a relative, somebody that supported you. I want you to give them a round of applause, please. And don't forget your teachers. You may be seated. You see, when you came to DCC, your minds were not as developed as they are today, but the expert tutelage of your instructors molded your minds to the extent that your experience and learnings have given you new identities. Your minds are so developed that they can be used to resolve some of the problems facing us today. Or quite frankly, they can also be used as a weapon against humanity. So I charge each and every one of you to use your minds for the advancement and development of humanity. Class of 2017, you are dismissed. Please remain seated until the guests have left the stage. Thank you and congratulations once again.
Great job, Troy. Thank you.